are listening to the Built to Grow podcast, delivering the knowledge in all things fitness business. We help gym owners win. Here are your hosts, Tim Lyons and Randy Engston.
All right, welcome back to the Built to Grow podcast. On this special Whiskey Wednesday episode, I'm joined today by the distiller of destiny, Randy Engston, with the bourbon in hand.
Blanton's bourbon.
For all my whiskey drinkers, tell me what y'all think of Blanton's. This is it's a very interesting, the bottle price online or whatever is like $50. It's not a crazy expensive bottle of bourbon, but it's so rare that you can't find it for less than $100.
Supply and demand. Take that to your gym business. No.
Yeah. Supply and demand. So we got this massive delivery, and thank you. It ended up being Shauna. Shauna, the tax goddess, sent us over 5 bottles. She finished a little historic, a little golden nugget for everybody. In every Blanton's bottle, they're in Kentucky, and they're all about horse racing. Each bottle, like lid or whatever, the cork that goes in it, has a different letter and a different version of the horse. So the horse is running, so it's like a jockey on or whatever. It's a horse. And you spell out Blantons, and then you send those in. You get this placard thing, and then it's super cool. It's very hard to get all the letters, but we got them all now. Thanks to Shauna.
We're connoisseurs of whiskey, and our friends know it.
Yeah, gosh, for Christmas, guys, I got so much whiskey. It's great. But so now we got to tap into it. So we got a special Whiskey Wednesday. I think this is going to be a great episode. But before we dive into that, I want to talk about our automation course that's out at clacourse.com. That's the really step-by-step approach to how we build our client lifecycle automations inside of Keep and how you can do it for yourself. If you haven't been able to get to a workshop, by the way, if you do come to our workshop, you get the course as part of that, kind of as a gift, as a bonus.
Yeah, we have a tiered system, right?
So that's out. But changing lives one gym owner at a time.
Yeah, giving a lot of time back on top of making more money in the process.
Automation. So this episode's great because just before, over in the green room, which is in my other office, we were talking about identity, the identity of the gym and who you serve and how that plays into everything that you do, and why or how sometimes you get stuck in the trap of trying to be everything to everybody and trying to serve everybody. And you made mention of Andy Frisella, and tell me what you said.
Yeah,
about
so Andy's somebody who I just resonate with. I mean, he delivers business information with a no bullshit attitude.
Yeah, he goes straight to the point.
Like he could be ruthless with it, but I respect it. One of the first things I remember years ago when I was first introduced to Andy was serve the 49%. The second you and your business try to cater to 50% of the people, or 51%, you're already changing who you are, what you do.
Interesting.
And the client that's emphatically willing to ride or die, do whatever for you and your belief. Like the 49% are your clientele that are going to be there no matter what. They believe in the mission. They believe in the statement. They believe in the products. They believe in all of it.
So by 49%, he's probably meaning the niche or the minority,
exactly,
not the majority.
Right? Yeah, don't try to cater to everybody.
Not to the majority. To the minority.
For Andy, and just for the sake of conversation, right? Supplement superstore, supplement warehouse, First Form Nutrition, supplement company.
Yep.
Okay, if he were to cater to or change his products to be 100% vegan, or 100% something just to provide a solution for potentially everybody, he'd lose those that are the diehard fans of those products.
Very true.
And so, as entrepreneurs and business owners, when things come up, it's easy to be either attracted by the shiny ball, or to want to provide and help, which is a natural. Like you want to provide a solution for somebody who's asking for help.
Sure.
But just because somebody is coming to you looking for a solution to them, you might be that fix. You as a business owner sometimes there's a benefit to telling somebody no.
Well, here's a great example. We had a couple come in, and they were from out of town, New York, paying high dollar for personal training, like one-on-one.
Yeah.
They wanted it. They wanted it. Hey, can you provide? We'll pay. It was like, I don't know, like $140 a session. We just as much as I hated to do it, like, we're just not a good fit for you because that's not what we do here.
Exactly.
And I would tell you, most gym owners would figure out a way to take the one-on-one client, but then it would disrupt other things. And so that's a great example.
I've made, growing up and being in sales and being in business, the adage of take the money and figure it out later, I can respect that to a degree. If it changes who you are, how you operate in the operations of the business, it's not it's not worth it. There's a fine line. There's a give and take.
So let's get into the gym business as a whole, and really who are you serving? And so I think I want to just kind of run through some examples that we were talking about before. Like, so for instance, if you're, and there's plenty of gyms out there do youth performance.
Sports performance.
There's like Redline and Velocity and D1, and there's of course there's the one-off gyms that are doing sports performance in your gym. If that's your ticket, if that's your jam, then we need to talk about everything that goes into being that person. So, the local soccer club's banners hanging in your facility, to you being out at the games for your students, to everything in that facility should resonate with the youth athlete. The equipment, the music, how you talk, your website, your mission statement, and everything needs to go into it. And then as soon as you start shifting and like, well, we should do that, but then also maybe do some adult stuff, and then maybe do a boot camp here and there, like, then it starts to change.
It gets muddy.
And you start going to, like you said, the 51%, and you start trying to cater to everybody. Now, I will tell you this. The sports performance places out there listening right now, you're probably like, well, my business is so cyclical, I have to backfill.
That's probably one of the few areas in fitness. But there's a very easily defined difference between that within that business. You could do that. We've done this with our clients. You know what I mean? Yes. In a situation with youth sports performance, because of some of the trends, because of some of the utilization throughout a day, right? Student athletes are more often than not, they're in school during a normal work week, right?
Yep. Or on season, off season.
Exactly. So you can't always cater to that. There are exceptions, I guess, right? Yep. There are ways to plug and make the best.
But I'll tell you, like the Velocities and D, that's it. They just do sports performance, and they live and die. That's their thing. That's their 49%.
And maybe they're able to do it with even the general aging population outside of, let's say, youth athletes. Maybe you start to find more of the athletic gen pop population, and so the training is the same. It's just you can fill the utilization, your downtime, with adults looking to train the same way.
That is a way to do it. So let's talk about other brands out there. Let's talk about that kind of like boot camp-y. So maybe you're a boot camp model. Cool. I mean, we got plenty of stuff to say about that single service model, but let's just talk about the brand and the identity of that. Maybe that's the 20s and 30-year-old kind of clientele. Well, guess what happens? Your Facebook page photos need to reflect that.
Yep.
The way you do your Facebook Lives and Instagram page should reflect what resonates with the 20 and 30-year-olds. The music, the colors, the damn logo, if we're really getting deep into it.
Yeah.
Your programming, your everything that goes into that's what you need to be. And then if you start saying, well, we should bring some barbells in here and do that, and and kind of run that kind of thing for some of the guys, and then then it gets muddy again.
Exactly.
Here we are. Another brand that sticks out in my head is Mark Fisher. Mark Fisher Fitness. If anybody that doesn't know Mark Fisher, New York, Broadway scene, his kind of gym popped up. I don't know his whole story, but I'll just kind of give you I'll butcher a little bit of this. A lot of the Broadway drama, like the actors and actresses of that, and they were training those types of individuals, and so that whole vibe of the whatever you want to call it, unicorns and rainbows and everything going on in his gym and his music, that caters to that.
Sure.
And he's all in on that.
Beautiful.
Which makes it freaking awesome, right? Yeah. And then you've got other brand, like talk about go back to Curves. Remember, they're gone, but their Curves was for the 50 plus woman that just wanted to do a circuit. They're all in on that. So it's knowing your avatar client, the people that want to be spending money with you, double down. Like know that
it's really funny. I can just picture the situation, like when you serve a niche, consciously or subconsciously, you start to attract more of the same. You know what I mean? People that resonate. Because it's not only necessarily what you're doing, but it's the clients that are paying you. Who are they connected with? Who are the people in their circles? Who are they hanging out with outside of the facility?
Sure.
More often than not,
The same
it's
types.
it's an individual who looks a lot like that individual.
Yeah.
I mean, from a marketing standpoint, that's a benefit of a lookalike audience. That's a benefit of like the data and not manipulating, but utilizing Facebook's algorithms to go serve more of the same,
Of the
right?
same. Well, so let's talk about some of the traps that fall into place when you start going. I guess we're talking about the 51%. Like we're going into that. We're trying to service the majority. Like, tell me some of the traps while you slide the.
While we share some more whiskey. Well, obviously, you start to lose your. Let's take this back before we get into when you necessarily.
Hold on.
Our YouTube listeners are.
There.
Boom. Or YouTube followers, I guess, understood that whole process. Before you get into kind of knowing your niche and knowing, maybe it's before you even open your doors, your core values and your brand promise are going to start to establish who your clientele is. Equinox did not get into business with a focus on the active aging fat loss crew, right? They're there for the young, aesthetic, drip, what I mean? Hip. Yeah, exactly. But they knew that going in. So once you've established kind of your beliefs as a business owner, what you got into business to serve, you don't just get into, you shouldn't just jump into a business without understanding who you want to cater to. And if you are stepping into fitness thinking that you provide a solution for anybody who's looking for quote unquote fitness as a solution, dig a little deeper. Look at the people that are spending money with you. Are they fat loss? Are they interested in fat loss? Are they interested in aesthetics and bodybuilding and competing? Are they? Is it whole health?
This goes into the whole niching down.
Yeah.
So niche for the riches, niching for the riches, and I'll give
There
you
you
a
go.
great example for the medical field. If you look at who gets paid the most in the medical field,
I love that analogy.
You look at the general practitioner.
Yep.
Who services anybody that comes in, to the now niche specialist heart surgeon.
You're neurosurgeons.
Or brain surgeon. That's they only work on brains, or they only work on hearts, or the pulmonary specialist. They only work on the lungs. Those are the guys making the money. Those are the guys making the money, not the general practitioner. Okay, and there's a big difference. I know, in the grand scheme of things, you look at a general practitioner that's maybe been in business for 30 years, and you look at them as very successful. You take that what that guy makes versus what a neurosurgeon. Different worlds. It's so, and that goes back to the business. Your gym, like if you're gonna be bodybuilding, go all in bodybuilding. Go Metroflex, right? Is that
Metro? Yeah.
Is it Metroflex?
Out here? Or
Is
just
that the name of the brand, Metroflex?
Yeah, the gym, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a gym, Metroflex.
Is it Metro?
Metro. Yeah. Why are we?
I'm spacing.
That's like That's I'm pretty sure that's like where even like the Branch Warrens and those guys. Yeah.
Be all in bodybuilding. If you're gonna be sports performance, be all sports performance. And it doesn't have to be one of those franchises, but it could be your brand.
Well, and I think I think most of those situations it's probably pretty obvious that you're sitting in those wheelhouses. I think for the Gen Pop gym or the Gen Pop personal training studio, understanding the difference between metabolic conditioning as maybe that's where the majority of your clients are what they're doing and what they want out of your facility versus the few maybe or however in your business that you're serving that are interested in strength and aesthetics and the whole body composition factor. Both of those can play, again, in a multi-service facility, right? Yeah. Those are easy transitions. You're still catering to primarily a general population. Sure. But even within that, like, understand, is the language in everything that you're doing, is it to the mom with 2 kids married with disposable income, or is it to the executive who's showing up every day on his lunch break because he wants to, maximize his time and there is data, there is evidence in your business on where you should be putting your marketing thoughts, dollars, processes, all of that.
This might be a good chance for you to kind of revisit that.
Yeah, maybe that is.
So
maybe
if you're using Akismet, which we recommended several episodes ago, you're using MindBody or one of the softwares they integrate with, you're going to be able to pull some demographic data, the age groups, at least that, the gender, at least that, as well as the zip codes, at least that. That gives you a great spot. And then you start looking at who's spending the most money with you. I mean, who's staying the longest, but who's spending the most money with you. Look, and then you can open up and actually see the clientele, the names and emails of the clients that are in your gym. You start looking at them. You start diving deep and really looking at this. We did this years and years ago. We took all of our clients, and maybe at the time we had 150 clients or 100 clients. And we, as a team, we graded everybody an A, B, and C client. Like, who are the ones that we want to work with that resonate with us the most? We got A, Bs, and Cs. We started looking at the A's and what are the commonalities that these people had versus these people. Like the C's we didn't really want to attract. What do these guys have in common? Okay, what do these ones have in common? Gave us some pretty cool stuff, and I won't give you the secret sauce on what we decided, but this is something you can do. We did this without anybody ever telling us how to do it or what to do it. It just came to me, and I was like, this is what we got to figure out. If we're trying to get more of the clients we want to train,
know more about those clients.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's power in that, and like it's funny, and maybe it's just the whiskey.
Oh no, we're flowing, baby.
But, no, but I mean, with this thread, right? How many? I guarantee, we could look at your clientele base. Mm-hmm. If we asked the question, we would have an answer, and therefore we could use that back into marketing, back into, again, just using the data to
ask what question.
What's your favorite wine? Like in your facility, just knowing your clientele and where, like where this area is and stuff like that. That is a huge aspect of a lot of these clients' lives.
Oh, they love the wine.
I know what it is. Well, I can't complain. I mean, I do too.
Vino.
But to my point was,
I'll take whiskey over wine.
What do you? Oh, I might be 50-50. Those are two. Those are two my favorites. Those are two.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna do wine down Wednesdays.
Yes, maybe we will. All right. I guarantee everyone's laughing their asses off right now. Wine down Wednesday. I'm gonna just sneak a couple bottles in here one day and just be like, look at what we're doing. But what I was getting at was, you can take the data from the personalities, from the buying practices, from the way that your avatar client operates outside of your gym. Use that data to find other individuals that fit that criteria. That's again back to the whole lookalike audience.
Probably before Facebook, that really wasn't. I mean, you would have the data, you would have the info, but you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah, exactly.
At
like
this point, we can.
Where we are, the seats that we're sitting in now, you can go to Facebook and anything that has. Well, I don't know. It might have changed since I personally was in that seat running Facebook, targeting interests. But I remember when I was in that seat, 100,000 likes to a brand gave the advertising platform the ability to target a major brand.
There's no number that matters anymore.
Okay, even greater. So because if you know
some
something,
do and some don't. Like there's ones that have 1 million, you can't even target.
You can't target them.
It's just strange.
Well, imagine this. All right, so you know that maybe your local, maybe something in your local area in fitness, right? Maybe you have a local brand that dominates the fitness clothing line. Like everybody in your gym wears the same clothes, like Lululemon, right? Maybe that
you can target that.
Exactly.
You can target that.
You know what I mean? Like when it comes to looking for more people to serve, look for people that look like those that are handing you money every month.
Yeah. No, I agree. The unfortunate thing, which all this is conceptually very smart, and the unfortunate thing, if you're in a small town, you're probably not gonna be able to leverage this stuff. I mean, if you're in Manhattan, you've got millions of people in a 2-mile radius.
Dimitri. Our buddy Dimitri, if you're listening.
He is listening.
Listen. This is exactly what we were talking about recently about, he was comparing demographics and sizes of who he's targeting to, traditionally our advice as far as what we try to capture as far as an audience and things like that. And he's like, well, how come I have 340,000 and Tim's talking about 70? I was like, you're in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto's
like your dense population. And he goes, well, is that a good thing? I go,
it's great.
You have a lot more people to speak to in a relatively similar geographic area. So yeah, you have more people to pluck out of that pool, if you may.
Which is great. I would rather have more than less.
Absolutely. But again, he probably spends a little bit more for the competition in an area like that.
He's got a lot of competition.
Even though, the affluence of the averages might play into that too. But this is the fun part of it.
I was in Canada with him.
I know.
Nobody's from there. Nobody's from Canada.
In Toronto?
Nobody was from there. They were from like India and Russia, and there was a lot of Persian. I'm like, dude, where are the Canadians?
Well, one you went to Toronto is probably Toronto is probably one of the most culturally diverse cities in Canada. Yeah.
It's totally different than the U.S. in the regards that when you get off that plane in Canada, it says, "Welcome to Canada, where we welcome everybody." No, that ain't happening. That ain't happening here. They welcome everybody. Good for them.
Well, to the same degree, like I joke all the time that Phoenix is the farthest west suburb of Chicago.
Well, there's a lot of Chicagoans.
I mean, you could literally target.
What do you call them? Chicagans? What do you call them?
Friends. As long as you're not from the south side.
Well, Phoenicians. We call everybody from Phoenix Phoenicians. What are you, Chicago? Chicagans?
I get that.
I don't know.
Well, this sounds familiar. Hang on. It might be. There might be a SNL like what's the group? What's that group? The Super Friends. There might be a Super Friends or something along Super Fans. Yes, thank you. Super Fans or one of those types of things that was about that. Chicagoans.
I like it.
Like, what do you?
We'll look it up after.
If somebody can give us that answer.
All right. So going back to the task at hand, we're talking about niching down, niches for the riches. I'm gonna.
Coin it. Let's go.
Coin it. Niches. It's probably coined.
Don't worry. It'll be on every other podcast in a month.
That's true. Yeah. Don't be surprised if everybody's talking about the niches for the riches in a couple of months or in a month. What is it? What is your identity? What are you pushing towards? What is your marketing messaging? You can't be everything for everybody. Stop looking at the shiny ball. If you're this, I mean, let's be honest. If you have a single service and we're trying to bring small group training in, that doesn't mean you're going against what we're saying at all. We're talking about
we're finding your process in the studio.
Yeah. So let's even dive deeper. And if we're talking, if you know that everybody in our clientele here at Pulse likes wine, guess what? Wine night.
Well, or incentivize wine nights. And when again, back to if you're not part of our GPS portal, there's strategies, marketing strategies for all of these types of things. But wine nights. Incentivize, like we talk about the client experience all the time. The difference between a referral for monetization. I bet I'm going to challenge Tim, and I might just bring this up to Zach and just skip the mix.
The challenge. My answer is go talk to Zach. Right?
Yeah, well, good. One, we've put you in that seat. Maybe your referral for a single month is that $150 bottle of wine. Or a $200 bottle of wine, or $250. You know what I mean? Like that might mean more to the person who's doing the referral than $250 cash.
Well, the cash isn't going to do nothing.
Well, we know this. Get back to the points and points and wine.
Points and wine. I'll bring it up. It probably would. It would go a long way with the majority.
Exactly. I mean, like first of all, you guys are all listening. You're in business. You go through the same trials and tribulations. You need to find ways of keeping the same people interested in doing the same activity. So instead of just continually having points be the award, if you may
throw something in the mix, twist it up.
or a wine flight, a wine of the month club, 3 months there, or you know what I mean? Like some of that stuff goes so long with some of those people.
Or,
so
you know what? I bet you there's a whiskey fans in in here too.
Whiskey Wednesday, baby. Sorry, we're topping off for those that are listening along.
So here we are talking about the dude. Are we gonna crush this whole thing?
It's Wednesday. Anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Anyway, but one of the things that you were getting at versus it's not just about you and the service that you're doing and knowing who you serve, but it's about other opportunities that come along. Back to the conversation we had as far as the online option versus when you have, as an entrepreneur, when you have other things coming along that seem like good ideas, if it takes you outside of your normal operating systems, if it takes you away from your avatar client, if it takes you away from your normal service, the solution that you provide to your marketplace's problem, wait on it. Make sure that the systems that you have are in place first.
Yeah, so you're talking about one of our clients.
Yeah.
So we have one of our clients that, we won't name names, but he went to an event. He came back all fired up, as many people do. They go to events, like digital marketing events. He come back like, I'm going to do this online program, and we're going to do this for this type, client, and, it's going to be guys. And then in the gym, we're doing, mostly female, and we're mostly doing boot camp. But then I'm going to do this online thing. Whoa, pump the brakes for a second. Yes, we're not telling anybody you shouldn't have two different brands and two different, businesses, but let's get this one dialed in before because what's going to happen is all the work and things that you put into one business are going to start falling and crumbling if they're not solid yet. If they're not a good built to grow on a solid foundation, hashtag built to grow.
Yeah.
If they're not built on a solid foundation and you start switching gears, and this happens to almost everybody, like, what's the next best thing? I'm gonna go do that, and and you're afraid of this FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
I think it's the thing. Like we want the result. You know what I mean? So when you see something new, like the idea of like, hey, I can get a result real fast, as far as doing
what's interesting. Right now, it's probably that way more than ever because the people that have been in business for 5 years or more, if you didn't jump on the Facebook bandwagon when it popped, you missed the boat, and the fear of missing, that FOMO, F-O-M-O, fear of missing out is higher now because either you jumped on or you didn't jump on, but that if you didn't, you missed.
You missed that entire.
So when something new comes out, everybody's like, over
gotta
there.
Do it. Gotta
TikTok,
do it.
right? Give me a break, guys. Okay, you see it from the digital marketing side, right? TikTok, great. If you ever been on there,
it's no. I refuse to because the only thing I see of it is nothing I want in my life or my clients doing.
Right.
And that's the thing.
It's like I hate it.
I
got on it because I was interested because I feel like I have to go look at it so we can talk about it.
Just knowledge, right? Yeah, exactly. We have to be in that seat ahead of the people.
And to be super clear and cut, like for gyms, I don't, unless you're doing youth, like 13 and under, I don't see what the point is of going there.
It's all semantics around being viral. Like, what can I do to get likes?
Or not views and followers and subscribers. And like, if you have the attention, then you can make the money. But yeah, maybe in something else, but not in the fitness business.
Nobody cares. Exactly. And here, that is the wrong traffic source for gym owners to be investing in. Good. That is a solid point. Guys, take that to the bank because it'll make you more money in the long run.
Well, yeah, you can be there and grow your audience, but it's not for your gym.
It doesn't mean, exactly. Like, likes don't equate to dollars in the bank in a personal trading business. Nobody cares about your... Perfect. Well, let's go back to the whole conversation we had in our last podcast about the egos and the unprofessionalism in the gym and all of these things. Yeah. If you want to have the biggest following on Facebook and be the biggest ego out there, great. But guess what's the beauty of that is he makes less money than the people who have the systems and the true solution.
Great example. I use it in a lot of my presentations. That girl that had 2.8 million followers that couldn't sell 36. Couldn't sell 36 T-shirts so she posted like, hey, I've got this big brand coming out. We're gonna do T-shirts and blah blah blah. Pre-order now. She had 2.8 million followers. Couldn't get 36 sales for T-shirts. I guarantee you can go out on the corner here and sell 36 shirts. 36 shirts is the minimum order for whatever the printer was that she was using. 2.8 million followers does not equal cash in the bank.
We live in a very weird time where, social media, I don't think social media has the ad platform. Like there's a lot of good, useful Even content, even your ability to speak to
Push
an inclined,
your message out.
yeah, like all of that's beneficial. People lack the understanding of just because people follow you for this doesn't mean that they're interested in what you have to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big transition
Dude,
there.
I don't have shit for followers on Instagram. Hey guys, if you want to go follow
Yeah,
me,
you wanna
Tim Lyons Jr. at Instagram. Go follow me. I could tell you I probably make a lot more money than guys that are with 150, 200,000 followers. They're not doing anything with it, right?
But that's the thing. It's where is the importance in your what do you define as importance in your life?
At Tim Lyons Jr. At Tim Lyons Jr. Instagram. I just want to get over 2,000 followers. I came late to the game, man.
I'm gonna share Tim's Instagram on my Instagram. We're gonna cross promote over
Dude,
here.
yeah, tag me, guys. Tag me in your next post.
all your workout. And here, no, let's take it to the way that's kind of a fun little challenge. Let's
bring in
let's
a
allow
challenge.
Well, because we can do that for our clients or our listeners for the same way that their followers do the same thing. Challenge your people in your facility for the same way that we're challenging you. You've learned something from us. If you have, and you feel confident in giving us credit for, then give us credit. Like, hey, guys, things are great. Hashtag Built to Grow podcast. Sign up or what's it called? Attach Tim at timlyonsjr.com or at Tim Lyons Jr. But take that challenge to your clientele. Take that to your facility. When you have clients in your gym that are excited about the results, allow them to take that to their
tag you
and tag you. Yeah, this is a trickle down, guys. Let's do this.
Oh, we're doing a hashtag challenge or a handle challenge.
We're not making it formal necessarily, but for the same reasons. Again, we bring ideas. We bring tactical things that you guys can implement in your business. This is us doing it, asking you guys to support us. Turn around and ask your clients to do the same thing.
Yeah, ask them to give a review on Google. I mean, for sure.
Yes, exactly.
And just have those one-off conversations because, like we've said a million times before, a negative review, you don't need to ask anybody. They're going to go blast your ass. They're going to go to Yelp, Google. They're going to post it on Facebook. They're going to fly a banner on the back of a plane.
Call their stepmom.
They're going to do a skywriter and that cloud smoke. It's going to be like a bad review about your business. But if they get a good review, they're not gonna do it. So you got to ask them. Just ask them. Just say, hey, Randy, you having a great time here at Pulse? Yeah, great. Can you do me a huge favor and just here's the link. Go click on Google. It would be really great to have a great review from you because we would love to work with more people like you, and it'll get done. It'll get done. I mean, we did it that day. Remember, we're like, hey, can we get a testimonial from you? We just got it done. So but if it's a negative review, watch anything. You don't even need to do anything. That review is coming. So don't piss anybody off. But go ask for the good review.
Yeah,
and then. Yeah. I know a lot of people do this in their gyms, and this is a little old school, but they'll go in and tag like all their clients in a post. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a quick way to get that message out to everybody real quick.
There's still a lot about the social media ecosphere that we're learning. Like how can we engage our clients versus piss them off? How can we engage?
Yeah.
How can we bring people together?
Do yourself a favor and don't post a before and after photo of your clients without them knowing about it first. Don't do it. I mean, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not. That
doesn't happen for me, but I'm just telling you, I can imagine.
Yeah.
You take that down. They're embarrassed, and then tagging them. Dude, don't do that.
But here's the thing: in your business, you have clients. You've got those that are I don't want to say at risk, but aren't bought in yet. I'm sure I'm sure your team could tell you who those people are that they're experiencing things, but they're not bought in yet. Yeah, more often than that, they're fresh, they're new. And then you have your promoters. Your promoters in your business make you more money than all of the rest combined.
Oh, for sure. You've all got those clients that have referred 5, 7, 8, 10 people to you. Those are the ones.
Find ways of taking care of the people who are putting thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars into your bank account as a result of the results, the experience, the belief, the buy-in. Take care of those people. Maybe that's the heart of the conversation that we're having. Like, that's your avatar clientele.
The identity.
That is your gym's identity. Know who those clientele are. Find ways of incentivizing them. We could do it through automation. We can have that conversation. I mean, we could literally send them gifts based upon their activities.
Well, I know you can send them gift cards. You can send them brownies, cookies, all that stuff. You can do
probably Wine of the Month Club.
Well, you can sign up for one. You sign them up for Wine of the Month Club. You can do that. Anyways, long story short, be all in on your identity. If you're going to be the 50 and over crowd, be all in on the 50 and over crowd. Talk to them the way that they need to be talked to. Have the environment that they want to train in. Have the events that cater to them.
Yeah.
And then good things will happen.
Make sure your website matches the look and feel. Guys, I take the calls. I take the initial calls. The first thing I do before I get on a call with anybody is I vet.
Look at the website.
Yeah, I look at their website. I look at their social media. I look at all of the things. What is a client seeing of this gym before I get on the call? Because I don't ultimately
go in as a client.
Yeah, I with the exception of calling and showing up at a gym nationwide, worldwide, I'm cold. I'm shopping them, right?
Yeah, you got to figure out what they're all about.
90% of the gym websites I open up are stock photos. If I see one more image of the damn woman in a sports bra in a plank with an orange and fucking black ball in front of her in a website, guys, stop using the same stock images everybody is using. If you're not confident asking your clients, bake it into your process. We did this. We went through this years ago. Tim and I used to be in the seat where we asked every single client. We're running their marketing. The gym owners. Yeah. We asked gym owners to provide us with current client photos, before and afters, training photos, either way.
Never.
And there was so much refusal around their ability to do it. Your clients don't care. You care. You guys are
you got to ask.
Exactly. Well, you have to ask. But more often than not, we were told, my clients won't do that. I can promise you they will. Because I know we've been in the gyms. We've worked with thousands of them over the last 5 years. I know emphatically, if you bake this into your process, your clients won't think a thing of it. The people that are supporting you, they want you to succeed. They want the brand to succeed. They want to invest in you as much as you want to invest in them. Create the relationships. Make it known that you care about them. All of that stuff weighs way more than, hey, you took my photo? You took my before and after photo? No, these people want to help their friends and the people they care about come into the gym.
Takeaway is just ask. Don't assume, right? If they don't want to, cool. Don't do it.
Well, yeah, you don't need to push anyone to do it.
We've built it into our contracts, but we're still going to ask. Like, yeah, they can come back and say, I never told. Yeah, you did, but no problem. We'll take it out. So, anywho, back to identity. Focus on what you have. I really like the ABC clientele. If you just printed out a list with your next team meeting and you just went through every client and graded them A, B, or C, you'll find out real quick who the clients that you want to train. Because let's be honest, we all want to attract the best of what because then it makes your day go real clean. You know when you see that guy or girl on your schedule that you just don't want to train. They take energy from you. They always bitching about everything. Let's not attract any more of them. Let's just go work on this A squad, and then your marketing talks to that squad, and then you dive deep and you start looking at, where do they shop? How old are they? Where do they live? What's their gender? What's their race? What's what do they drive? All these things will go into your targeting, your ideal clientele.
I want to make something just real clear too, just for our beliefs. I don't care what you look, feel. None of that matters with a business. know the people that want to buy from you. Just speak more to that person. It doesn't have to be a belief, a religion, a decision. Like, yeah, there are characteristics about the people that are doing that, but just use the data to do that. Like, it's not it doesn't have to be a choice, like a hard belief. Just allow the data to tell you who's spending the money and reinvest in the people that want to be with you. You guys know your clientele. Speak to your clientele.
Perfect. All right. We good?
I think we're great.
All right. 10-4. All right. So that's it for this episode, guys. Go do that. Go do that little kind of challenge of the ABC. I think you'll find out a lot about your business and your clientele. Until next time, here's a Whiskey Wednesday shout out. Keep changing lives. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.